Today's kernel is going out to another listener who left me a review on Apple Podcasts. This one is going out to Sad Jeans. And by the way, I am loving these usernames. Sad Jeans wrote, I found this podcast through Polipand, and it's great. The short format does not prevent production quality from being top notch. I'm able to fit more listens in throughout my day. The conversational style is refreshing. So Sad Jeans, thanks so much for the really kind words. Appreciate you leaving the review. And I hope you enjoy today's episode. Hey, this is Chris. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Popcorn Finance, the show where we discuss finance in about the time it takes to make a bag of popcorn. If you're listening to this episode right when it released, here in the US, it is Labor Day, meaning that some of you might be off of work. And if you're not in the US, sorry, this doesn't mean anything to you. But today I thought since some of you are going to be home and off from work and maybe taking it easy, I'd share with you one of our most recent episodes of This Is Awkward. And if you didn't know, I host another podcast with Allison from Inspire Budget called This Is Awkward, where we help people through their awkward money situations without losing their friends and family along the way. And this is a show where people call in and they share with us some of the things that they've dealt with. And we do our best to help them navigate this weird, awkward money situation they might have found themselves in. So I hope you all enjoy today's episode. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I'll talk to you soon.
So my youngest son turned 6 not too long ago, and right around the same time he turned 6, my in-laws got a nice new boat. So that way they could, go out on the boat, take the kids tubing, all these amazing things. Anyway, we had originally decided to do a small family get-together to celebrate his birthday on this boat. And the boat can hold like 10 people. So I thought, great, it'll be our family, grandparents, that'll be his birthday party. But then my son decided that he wanted to invite another family that we're close friends with. And there's 5 people in this family. And I said, James, no, we can't do that. You can't invite these people because there's not enough space for them on the boat. And you could see him processing this, and we're standing next to my mom, and he looks up to my mom, who is his grandmother, and says, you can't come to my birthday party, because he was ready to uninvite her so he could invite his friends.
Priorities.
This is Allison.
And this is Chris, and you're listening to This Is Awkward. Hey, he knows who he wants at his birthday party, Allison. This is about him. I'm sure he's like, I'm really sorry, Grandma, that you can't make it. But I'll have other birthdays.
You're only there for me when I need you. You watch me so my parents can have date nights. You're there all the time for me, but it's more important for my friends to come.
Hey, maybe they should have bought a boat. Maybe that's what he's saying. Maybe if you bought a boat, you'd be the one coming on this trip.
Let's not go there. Regardless, it all worked out because we ended up not going on the boat at all. We had a small family party at our house complete with a taco piñata because he loves tacos. Mm-hmm. And it was really easy. We grilled out. It was great, but it was so funny because when he realized, it was like in that moment he realized, not everyone can fit. Who do I cut? And he just looked straight at my mom and was like, you can't come. And then my mom was so sweet. She was like, oh, that's okay. I don't have to come if you don't want me to. I was like, no, Mom, you're coming to his birthday party. James, no, you don't get to decide this. I get to decide.
Kids do not have any type of social boundaries at all.
No.
They just say exactly what they feel.
Absolutely. And that makes things awkward, doesn't it?
It
really can.
I've witnessed it so many times, but that's what we do here on This Is Awkward. We talk about, we help you tackle your awkward money situations so that you can get through it without losing your friends and family along the way.
And we would love to have you on the show. If you want to call in and share a little bit, you can leave a voicemail at 707-200-8259. You can share your awkward money situation, or if you would rather send us a DM, you can DM us on Instagram at This Is Awkward Podcast.
And I'm really excited for today's awkward story because it's all about giving gifts and dealing with family who just doesn't want to give gifts like everyone else. Who doesn't want to follow the routine. This is what we do. So I'm really excited to hear this story.
Yes, it's a good one. I can't wait to hear it. And we are going to get into that awkward story right after we take a quick break.
Today's episode is brought to you by one of my new favorite podcasts, Business Casual. If you're looking for some really interesting conversations that dive into some of the more complicated and interesting aspects of our financial lives, check out Business Casual. It's hosted by Kinsey Grant, and she's had some amazing guests on the show, such as former presidential candidate Andrew Yang. She's talked to the CEO of Chegg, and they've talked about the future of college. Really, really interesting topics. So if you want to hear some really interesting finance conversations, head over to businesscasual.fm or search for Business Casual in your favorite podcast app.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into today's awkward story, which was sent in by Michelle. And here is what she has to say. My sister doesn't like giving gifts to people. So last Christmas, my husband and I bought my mom a gift. My sister did not buy my mom a gift for Christmas. And when my mom found out, she confronted my sister and told her that she had to give me half of the money for the gift I bought my mom, since she didn't actually buy my mom a gift.
I love this story so much because the mom is like, I don't care if your intention was to not get me a gift. You're going to give me a gift by giving them half of this money.
Yes. Give me a gift. If you're not going to give me a gift, give your sister money so that way you contributed to my gift.
Yes, I give half the money towards the love that I just received from someone else.
Exactly. And it makes me wonder, like, is the sister in a situation financially where she doesn't feel comfortable giving gifts? You know, is that it? Or is she just like, no, I'm not spending my money on you people? Like, which one is it, do you think?
I mean, she said, Michelle, this is her opinion. She said, my sister doesn't like giving gifts to people. So I'm going to take Michelle at her word and believe that her sister's like, I could, but I don't want to. I don't like giving gifts.
I could show you my love through buying you something, but instead I'm going to show you my love through some other way. I mean, okay, so have you read the 5 Love Languages book?
I've read a part of it, yes.
Okay, so gift giving is a love language.
Yes.
Clearly, Michelle's mom, her love language is gift giving or gift receiving.
Yeah, at least getting gifts is the way she feels love.
And maybe Michelle, maybe her love language is different. Maybe it's like words of affirmation. She just wants people to, tell her nice things about herself. Maybe she's like, I'll just tell you nice things about yourself. Isn't that enough?
Well, okay, I'm going to defend her sister. I'm defending Michelle's sister right here because for me and my friends, we're all guys, and we just have this unwritten rule that we do not give each other gifts. Like Christmas, birthdays, you're not getting a gift from anybody because it's kind of like we're just shuffling money around. Like you're going to give me money, and then I'm going to give money back to you, and we're going to give it to somebody else. And it's kind of like if we do anything for birthday, it's like we'll go out to eat. Like that's as far as it's going, but we're not going to buy physical gifts. So I get it because it's like, I don't necessarily want a gift from them. For me, it's more like, hey, it's cool to go hang out and have a meal together when we could do that.
I was like, ooh, I don't see you as the type of person right now that goes out and has meals.
So they're not getting gifts or a meal from me right now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's funny because I grew up where at a certain age, we received an allowance and our parents required us to give gifts. We were required, starting in elementary school, to spend $5 on different people at Christmas. We had to buy gifts for our sibling and our parents. So that's $15. And then we were not given an option, spend at least, this is at minimum, $5 for our 4 grandparents. So that's what, $35? We were required. It was not an option. And so it instilled in me that you have to, save your money and give gifts to people at the holidays. And here are the family members that you must give gifts to. And I'm trying to do the same thing for my children. I am requiring them. I take them shopping last Christmas, but it's fun. It's fun when they're kids. Last Christmas, we went to the store Five Below. Do y'all have those out in California?
We do not, at least not in my part, but I've seen them before.
It's just a whole bunch of junk. That's $5 like, it's like an incredible store for a kid. And he got like my youngest son, who was 5 at the time, he got like his grandfather's a flashlight. And I was like, this is actually a good gift because they could use a flashlight. Yes, it is a practical gift. He got like my grandma a pen or my mom a pen. Like, okay, well,
that's also practical. It's like grandma's always writing stuff down.
Yeah. He got someone a puzzle because he's like, oh, she likes puzzles. So, it gets them in the mindset of giving gifts, which I think is great. But I guess, especially if Michelle's mom instilled that in her daughter, maybe she's like, you're not following through with what I instilled in you from a young age.
It's so hard because what you said, I love that because it's good to build the habit of giving because it's like a skill. Like if you're used to just keeping all your money and never buying anything for anyone, it's gonna be really hard for you to like sacrifice and spend some of your money to show your love and appreciation. But at the same time, I get it because it's like spending money is not the only way of expressing that. But then maybe you need to make something. But it doesn't sound like Michelle's sister made anything either. She just didn't give her anything.
Yeah, that's true. So, and this reminds me that when my husband and I were paying off debt, we didn't save a lot of money for Christmas, especially when we first started paying off debt and we weren't great at budgeting and we weren't great at saving money. We could not afford to buy gifts for all these people. And my mom instilled in me, you buy gifts for these certain people. So I would buy gifts for still to this day, buy gifts for my grandparents that are still alive. I buy gifts for my, sibling. I buy gifts for, our kids, my parents, my husband's parents. And so we didn't have a lot of money. And I feel so bad for them in those early days because their gifts were so terrible.
You were giving out flashlights and pins?
No, I was No, I was not giving out flashlights and pins. Although maybe they wanted that more. No, what I would do, and I should totally, if this company wants to sponsor us, they totally should. I know they're listening. I would go onto Shutterfly's website. I love Shutterfly. And I would order these really inexpensive photo books. And it would be pictures or photos of our children. Or I would do the yearly calendars. And so I would buy these calendars and I would have the calendars or the photo books ready. And then on Black Friday, they were already created. I would buy them on Black Friday because I knew I could get them super cheap. And so I would get them down to $8 a gift. And I would give them that gift together. My mom and my dad together received one photo calendar.
I mean, what are they going to do with two calendars?
Or one photo book. I don't take one to work. I don't know. And so it's funny because it's I was so cheap that I was literally spending $8 two people for a gift.
I'm going to stop you there. I don't think that's cheap.
You don't?
I think
feel
you're getting gifts within your means. You weren't, you couldn't afford to give them $100 gift. I mean, that wouldn't have made sense. So I think there was thought though. At least it wasn't some brand. At least it wasn't just a generic calendar. At least there was pictures of people they knew inside of the calendar.
That's true. And then same thing for their birthdays. We would spend $10 on their birthday gifts. And then once we became debt free and we were better at managing our money, I remember I gave my dad a $50 gift card to Academy for his birthday. And he was like, what? This is incredible. Is this what gifts look like from you guys now? I love it.
Oh, you guys are rich. You guys are everyday millionaires over there.
Exactly. So it's just funny because I think gift giving to me is important. It's important to give back. It's important to do it, but you can still do it even on a budget, even if it looks like the way we did, where we were spending $10 a couple and that's what we could afford. And then during those times when money was tight for us, we just didn't give to each other. We would, I didn't get a gift from my husband. He didn't get a gift from me, yet our parents still gave us something. So it's not like we were without gifts during that season.
Yeah. It's you find what works. And I think for Michelle's sister, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, Michelle's sister's I found what works, and that's nothing. So you get nothing.
This is the most budget-friendly option, is to give people nothing. But I think when it comes down to it, especially with parents, and I guess it's really with anyone, like you said, there's love languages. People feel appreciated different ways. And for your mom, she wants a gift. You can try all these other things. She's not going to want them. She's going to want an actual gift. Then you got to just break down and say, you know what? I don't like giving gifts, but I know for my mom, this is what she likes. So this is what I'm going to do, regardless of what you feel. I mean, maybe it's a religious thing or it's a personal belief thing. Maybe something very strong within her, but it sounds like she's going to give her sister money anyway. So she's kind of technically giving her a gift. But, you gotta meet people where they are. And if that's what she likes, you got to at least make that the one gift you give all year long.
Well, and I also wonder at what point, though, is it no, if if Michelle's sister is an adult, mom doesn't have a right to say that.
No,
it's
but
like
she's going to say it anyways.
I agree. Mom is going to say it anyway. But if Michelle's sister is an adult, she also has a right to make that decision on her own. Whether or not we agree with it or not, I mean, that is her right. That is her truth. And she doesn't have to give a gift if she doesn't want to.
That's a good point. That is a good point. I mean, yeah, for me, it's like, do I want to hear my mom every year at Christmas talk about how I didn't give her a gift?
Yeah.
Or do I want to just give her a gift and just so I don't have to hear anything? I think it's a good.
You know what? I want to give her a gift on my own terms. Because what if Michelle got her mom like a $200 gift and now her sister's like, man, I got to pay you $100, or mom's telling me I need to pay you $100. So I would rather give a gift on my own terms. And my own terms looks like an $8 photo calendar of my kids from Shutterfly. And like I said, Shutterfly, if you would like to work from us, you can email us or DM us on Instagram at This Is Awkward Podcast. We'd love to be sponsored by you. We have used your products. I have, at least.
I think I have. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I definitely have. And we would love to have you provide photo calendars of This Is Awkward to all of our listeners.
Yes, that sounds awesome. I love it.
Oh, man. But Michelle, I don't know if your sister will actually get to hear this or not. But if she hears this, if you play this for her, we want to know. We want her to call in and tell us why she didn't give a gift. And will she take the road of maybe giving her a gift that she would prefer to pay for versus giving you half of whatever gift that you've given to your mom?
And I want to know if she gave you half.
Ooh.
I want to know if she gave half of the money, Sorry, I'm looking outside my office doors and there's a child with no shirt on and a popsicle going up my stairs. And I'm like, no, not on the carpet. But I'm recording this podcast, so I can't stop him.
Just give him the look. Give him the look through the window.
He's gone. I'm like, where are your clothes? Why are you eating a popsicle? Where is my husband that's supposed to be monitoring you? Okay. It's okay. It's all going to work out. Sorry. Moving back on.
Well, we can also have you come back on next episode and tell us how that popsicle incident went as well.
That's true. I have a feeling it's going to be a sticky situation.
I need one of those drum roll, like those little buttons. I'm going to find one of those sound effects that's going in. Oh, but
okay.
Michelle, thanks for sharing your awkward story with us. And please let us know what ended up happening with that. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be back with Allison's all-time favorite segment, What We're Loving.
Today's episode is also brought to you by the Budgeting Basics email course, which is a 6-day email course that I have made to help you learn how to budget, pay off debt, and save money. Not only does it come with amazing information to get you started with taking back control of your finances, but it also comes with access to my free resource library where I have tons of printables just for you. You can get more information at the link in our show notes. Update on the sticky situation. He came down stairs without the popsicle wrapper, and it's one of those like old school ones, like those really cheap ones where it's like
that white plastic one,
the clear tube, and you like squeeze it up, and so it's like, but the juices are at the bottom, and so it's somewhere upstairs laying on my carpet dripping out.
Oh, no.
I just can feel it already. I just know it.
Well, you know what? To distract you, let's talk about what we're loving.
Oh my gosh. I have a good one this time. It's so good.
You know what? Why don't you tell us? What is this about? What is this segment all about? What do we do here?
So what I'm loving is where Chris and I share something that we're loving. It's something that's bringing us joy and happiness in the crap that is 2020. It's something that, just puts a smile on our face, and we want to share it with you because we want you to smile as well. So, Chris, I'm going to go ahead and let you go first for what I'm loving because I'm seeing it on my screen right now, and I already have lots of questions.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, I'm seeing it on my screen, and it looks worse than what I'm going to talk about.
No!
So, again, go first and get it out the way.
No, I want to know more about this.
So what I'm loving, Allison, probably a little bit too much based off of the scale when I stepped on it most recently, are mochi donuts.
Okay, mochi donuts. Is this like a chain, or is it a strictly like I'm super cool, I live in LA donut place?
Well, I don't know if it's. I know it's not an LA thing. It's a Korean
Okay.
thing, but it may be. That's why we
Ooh.
have it out here because there's a lot of there's a big Korean population out here in Southern California.
Okay.
So mochi donuts, they're made out of like a rice flour instead of like
Okay.
I guess like a bread grain flour. Oh.
What do you have with you? What's in your hand? What's in your other hand? Was that a popsicle? Okay, it's just a balloon this time. Sorry. Okay. Oh, he just blew me kisses. I love you. Oh, he caught my kiss.
Oh, that's a great way to get away with stuff, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, you're so right.
He's like, love you, Mom. I'm going to go eat this popsicle in the corner.
I know. Seriously.
And then blow a sticky popsicle covered balloon and let it fly around the room.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell me more.
This mochi donut, it's made out of rice flour instead of like bread flour. So it's denser. It's like a dense, chewy donut. And it looks kind of
like a cake donut? Like how
No.
cake donuts are denser?
It's like chewy. Like it almost looks like a teething ring, like the shape of it. Like that's the best thing I can think to describe it. Hold on. I'm going to show you.
I was like, I'm going to Google this.
Sorry, listeners. You won't be able to see this, but I was going to show you a picture of what a mochi donut is.
Maybe we could put a link in. We'll definitely be
Oh, we're
putting
going to
a
share
link.
this.
It does look like a teething ring.
It's like, it's basically like 8 little circles that are kind of like stuck together they make one big circle. Like little, and it's delicious. So they typically take it and like dip it into like a sauce or a glaze with different flavors. And let me just tell you, this place I go to, I'm going to give them a shout out. It's called Moto Hawaii. And Moto is mochi donuts, the first 2 letters in Moto. And they make them hot and fresh.
Oh.
So literally they have this like crazy contraption that the dough goes in and then it like pops out those shapes right into the oil. And then they put a little rack over it, let it fry up in the oil, and then they take it out and then they put all the glaze and sugar and all this other stuff. And it is amazing. Like I love donuts, Allison.
Do you like it better than a regular donut?
I have to say I do. Like I love donuts.
Really?
I love donuts to an unhealthy level, and I think I love these donuts more than that.
Okay, I found a place near me that makes them. So how often have you had them?
I don't go that often just because I know it's not good for me. I should not be eating them that often. But with everything going on, that the place we get them from, they actually have to make an appointment. You have to go online to their site and say, I want either 6 or 12, and I'm going to pick them up on this day. And they have limited quantity. So each day is a different set of 3 flavors. And so you get a mixture of those flavors depending on what day you order them. So I have an order for next Friday already in.
Wow.
I'm going to go on my lunch break and I'm going to go get those donuts and they're going to be hot and I'm going to eat them right there.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like maybe you should limit them. Just,
I can't
maybe
be
have
trusted.
it as like a once a month treat or something.
And see, here's the biggest problem. You can't buy one.
I was going to say, you have to buy 6 or 12 and it's just you and Vina. And are these vegan?
They're not vegan and Vina's vegan. So basically I'm eating 6 donuts. That's what's happening.
And you're like, except next week, whenever I'm ordering 12.
I have not done that yet. But it was easier when like I could go to work and like take them to the office and I can share them.
Oh, you were like, look, guys, I got 6 donuts. You can split this one. These are my 5.
Yeah, break a little circle off of them and share them around.
Oh gosh, I'm loving it. Well, I'm gonna have to try those out because I love donuts too. But I like mine usually like light and with lots of glaze. And then remember whenever we were in Nashville and we had that croissant? What is that? That donut that was made with like 100 layers?
Oh, the cronut.
Cronut. That was good.
See, that was delicious. I love a cronut. I love a light, fluffy donut. I like a fresh mochi donut even more. But it has to be fresh. Wow. That's the key. It has to be hot. I want it hot.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to try these out then.
Are you telling me that you possibly like something I just shared during what I'm loving?
I mean, maybe don't get your hopes up.
Next week, you're going to be like, that donut was garbage.
Let's not get your hopes up here, okay?
I won't get too excited. I'll deal with the consequences.
Okay, I'm ready to share what I'm loving.
Yes, I'm ready. I see it here. I'm looking at it.
I know. I don't know if you would love this, but I do. So one of the things that all of this COVID-19 has really brought out in our family is how much we love camping. And if you've followed me on Instagram at all, you've seen that I've gone camping a lot with our family and we have even more camping trips scheduled. I am so excited. And there is just something about getting out in nature with my children that, number one, allows me to disconnect, because I have really big issues with disconnecting from my business and from technology. So it forces me to, because a lot of these places we're going, I have no internet service. None. Like none. It's wonderful. And then it's really allowed me to see my children, who are now 6 and 8 years old, to see them build more confidence, just being out in nature, especially with my 6-year-old, who was always just a little bit more scared, I guess I would say, not as independent, not as out there, willing to try things. I have really seen him just grow so much in the last 3 months that I'm like, that's it. We're going camping more places. So we love it. It's wonderful. We have been to 6 state parks in Texas in the past 2 months. It's been awesome. And then we have 3 more camping trips scheduled. And then I know this is probably going to sound really weird, but my husband and I just scheduled a camping trip for December. Or no, we didn't just schedule it, but we're going to schedule a camping trip for December, just he and I, because we like to take little short getaways, just the two of us. And so this morning I was like, why don't we go camping? Because we were looking at Southwest, at flights, and I just thought, I don't know where we want to go, if cities are going to be open up. I don't know if I feel comfortable flying yet. And I said, what if we just went camping and we went and stayed here, and then we could go into the city if we want to get dinner, and we're going to do it.
You're making the best of a situation. Like right now it's like, maybe it's not the best idea to travel. There's all these, you don't know who's doing what in what cities. You just don't know.
Exactly.
But you're making the best of it by like camping. Like you can always camp. It's just the two of you. You can just go wherever you want and have a good time.
I know. It's going to be awesome. So I grew up camping. I always knew I loved camping. My husband did not grow up camping, so it was a little bit of a learning curve for him, but my kids love it. And I'm just like, we haven't been in 3 weeks, and I'm already like, okay, we have 12 more days. 12 more days till our next camping trip. I'm counting down. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I've been living through your pictures because I've never been camping, actually.
You've never been camping?
Not even once.
Oh my gosh. You see, I feel like that's something that we could do with you and Vina and me and Matt. I feel like we could go camping together.
See, I'm trying to. Because
Chris is like, no,
maybe
Vina.
There. Vina loves camping. She grew up doing that. My dad grew up in Arkansas, and he was like, my life was camping. so we never went camping. Because he's like, I grew up with dirt floors and being out in the woods. He's like, I enjoy being indoors.
Oh no, it's awesome. And we actually went to Arkansas this summer, and it was beautiful. Like it is such a gorgeous state. It's such a gorgeous state. So I might be able to convince you, maybe we can figure something out in the future.
We don't have to worry about missing flights if we can drive somewhere.
I know, but Texas to California, that's quite the drive.
We'll just meet in New Mexico.
Yeah, that sounds good. I would totally do it. Like I'm like, I love it. I love camping. I love being out there, cooking outdoors. Like there's just something special about it, and just no technology. I just love it.
That sounds like the best part right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's hard for me, and that's hard for my kids. They went 2 full days without an iPad. 2 full days without an iPad, and I know there's going to be people right now that don't have kids that are like, you let your kid have an iPad every day? And to you, I say, don't be judging, because one day you're going to know what it's like. And that iPad is a great babysitter whenever you need to record a podcast episode. So
keep it to yourself.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? I'm happy that this caller didn't leave to themselves is this message that they left for us.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear
segment that has no name, which is a listener shout out. Listener shout out. We have no special music for it, but this listener call we got from Javon, I love this, and I think you loved it even more, Allison. So let's take a listen.
Hi, Chris and Allison. My name is Javon, and I just finished listening to episode 8 of your podcast. First of all, I love you guys. I love your podcast. It's amazing, and the episodes are just so funny and so real. So thank you for sharing all of this with us. But Allison, I wanted to come and talk to you because I have a very awkward pregnant story as well. So when I was pregnant, I was living with my mom, and I was in the kitchen making an omelet. And my omelet, you flip the omelet, and my egg would not flip. And so it got stuck to the pan, and I just started bawling. I'm crying. My mom comes out. She's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, it just won't work. And it was so terrible. The fact that she came out to help me made it even worse. So then I started crying harder because it's like, I know I shouldn't be crying. Stop crying, but I can't stop. It was ridiculous. I felt like that egg in that pan that was just stuck and not making any sense. I just couldn't stop it. So the pregnant community, we share your pain in that moment in Starbucks. Thank you for sharing. Bye, guys.
Oh my gosh, Javon, I love it. And if you're sitting here wondering, what on earth is she talking about? Go back to episode 8. Like right after you listen to this, go back to episode 8. At the very beginning, I share an incredibly awkward story about me being pregnant in a Starbucks, and I end up just crying in front of everyone, as naturally as pregnant women do because of all the hormones. And I'm so happy to not be alone.
I love your story, and I love hearing Javon's story. How she was like, I felt like that egg in the pan. I was just stuck.
Yes, like I'm telling you, when you are pregnant, Chris, you don't understand. But when you are pregnant, no, you want to understand. But when you're pregnant, and especially like when you get towards the end, I don't know, there's certain times in your pregnancy, like it's like anything could just make me cry. I mean, can't tell you how many commercials I've cried at, like when I was pregnant. And in that moment in Starbucks, I felt so like stupid and ridiculous. And I know that that's probably how Javon felt. She couldn't flip an egg. and it caused her to cry. Like something is not right in your brain when you are pregnant with child and you just cry about things like that. We're not always there.
You two can't be alone. I mean, I don't know from experience, but based off of these two stories I hear now, there has to be more people who have gone through this very sad situation.
There is. In fact, when episode 8 originally came out, someone messaged me on Instagram who was pregnant. Yes. And was saying, I'm crying listening to your story. She was listening to my Starbucks story, and she's pregnant, and she was crying because she said, I'm putting myself in your shoes and I'm crying because I know exactly how you feel. We are not alone here. The pregnant community understands this.
That's some real empathy right there. See, I did not cry when I heard that story. I just laughed.
You laughed at me. And if I was pregnant, I probably would have cried because you were laughing at me.
And then it would have been awkward. And then there was the whole cycle of another episode. But we're going to stop it there. You didn't cry. It didn't get awkward. And we made it to the end of another kind of awkward episode.
And thank you to Michelle, who shared her story about her sister. We really appreciate it. And we want to hear from you and hear more of your awkward money stories. So Chris, go ahead and share how they can call in and who they can message.
Yes, you can call us at 707-200-8259. And remember, like Allison said last episode, we're not going to pick up the phone. So don't be scared that you're going to call us and have to be stuck in this awkward conversation with both of us. No, it'll go straight to voicemail and leave the message, and then we'll listen to it after the fact. And you can also reach out to us on Instagram at This Is Awkward Podcast, or if you'd rather just write us a message and let us know your story that way. So yeah, we've made it to the end of another pretty awkward episode.
It wasn't awkward at all. What are you talking about?
Well, now it's awkward.
Hey, for you, not for me. This is a Friends reference, and you've never seen Friends.
Oh, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, great. Okay, I was like, wait, what? And then I'm like, oh, that's right. He doesn't watch Friends.
I was going to say, there's no black people on Friends. I didn't see that.
There are no black people on Friends. 1,000% you are correct. Friends, we really wish you could go back in time and be a little bit more inclusive because the world isn't just white.
And today's call, I'm so excited.
Oh, it's not a call.
And today's awkward situation. Oh, huh?
Sorry. We want to hear more from you. If you have an awkward story, if you want to have it, blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. I like when you mess up, you're like underwater. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. My hair is flowing like Little Mermaid. Okay.